out there and you're running and it's almost as if time doesn't really exist.
Zach Bitter with a new course record. Halloween 100.
This is called the Green Belt. It actually goes a few miles kind of south of town. I'm Zach Bitter. I am a professional endurance athlete, coach, and podcast host.
I give myself a little more leeway than 4 a.m. now, but
Sure, it's right for me.
I've broken world and American records at ultramarathon distance, and I'm brave. In high school, my buddies would call me Zippity because my first name is Zach, so Zippity Zach made some sense, I think, and I was a cross-country runner back then. Grew up in Wisconsin. I was pretty average as a kid. There were good days and bad days, and the bad days maybe with some like minor teasing. Hi there. I mean, it's all relative to a degree where it doesn't feel good. You know, when I was a new kid in a new school, there was usually people that helped out and welcomed me in and made me feel like I had at least somebody. Before I took on endurance running as a career, I was a teacher. I taught middle school and high school. A part of that job was special education teacher. One thing that was pretty ever-present was a lot of, the bullying and things that would take place. You'd see everything from like physical violence to just like kind of classroom teasing. When I was teaching, social media was just starting to kind of become a thing. You go into it thinking like, well, there's these kids who are getting bullied and there's these kids who are bullying them, and it's like at first glance it's obvious like who's right and who's wrong in that equation. But when you give it another pass and dig a little deeper, a lot of times what you find out is the bullies themselves they're maybe one step removed from the child who's getting bullied. And one thing I realized kind of early on was everyone in that equation, they're all people who are struggling with something. A person who just maybe hasn't been given an opportunity to find what is going to really drive them and give them a passion for something. And main message for a person who's been bullied a lot is that they likely have a skill set that most people don't, and that is their resilience. Running is just an outlet to release energy. I mean, energy gets bottled up a lot of times, I think, in our youth, just because we have them sitting in desks all day long. Having an opportunity to just say, hey, I need to get some energy out, I'm gonna get up and go for a run. It's probably the most simple thing you can do from an action standpoint. You don't need another person to do it. You don't need a ton of equipment to do it. There's no right or wrong way to start, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. If you get up and run around the block, you're a runner.
Do it one for, come on, Zach.
If you get up and run 100 miles, you're a runner. So, I mean, everyone starts somewhere. If you're watching this, you're probably thinking, I'm never gonna run 100 miles. I'm never gonna break a world record. And you probably don't need to. I want to tell you that you matter, that everyone here has had life experiences that make you resilient if you can get up and go to school and know that it's going to be a hard day and still do it. You're resilient if you can, show up when you know it's not going to be a positive experience. I mean, most people don't do that. So the fact that you are doing that is a huge testament to who you are as a person, your value as a person,
Jack, you're almost there.
and what you can do.
Feel good.
If you channel that towards some passions that you might have. I'm Zach Bitter, and I believe in you because you are brave.